Can't believe it's already 6 weeks on this program. Things have been feeling great. Moved bench up from 295 to 305 today. Things felt really good. Again, I'd say the 305 was like a 7.5, maybe an 8 RPE. So I'll be sticking around this weight and we'll see what happens. But you know the process. If it feels good, we'll move up. If it increases in difficulty or stagnates for an extended period, then I'll probably end up changing it up a little bit. But as of right now, I'm going to keep the same thing going for this bench day. Squats I filmed at a slightly different angle on one of the videos just to see bar path and just basically have a different viewpoint of what squats are looking like these days. Today, I actually wanted to talk about being process-oriented versus outcome-oriented. So I see this a lot in clinic and in strength training communities where people have these specific goals set out for them. And let's say you're somebody who wants to hit a 600-pound squat. If that's the only thing that you focus on, you're probably not going to hit a 600-pound squat because you're only focusing on the outcome. You're ignoring a big part of it, which is being process-oriented. So if we were to define those two things, outcome-oriented, just like I said, you want to focus, or you're only focusing on a very specific point in time that you'll end up at, or that you hope to end up at. Process-oriented means that you're someone who probably doesn't necessarily have you probably have goals, but you aren't obsessed with them. You aren't only focusing on those goals. What you're doing is you're lining up everything to be able to hit those goals. And what I mean by that is instead of saying, I'm going to hit a 600-pound squat, and then always trying to hit a 600-pound squat, you're probably like, okay, I have a goal, and that goal is to get stronger in the squat. So the things that would get me stronger in the squat would be having good programming, a good coach, good recovery, such as nutrition and sleep, eliminating a lot of psychosocial barriers to recovery, like you're still going out spending time with friends and family, you're not feeling as pressured to do stuff with them because you're including it as part of the process. All of these different aspects to recovery are nailed, so you're more process-oriented because you have a good process. The problem that I see a lot of people have is they're too outcome-oriented. They're hyper-focusing on a specific point in time, and in a rehab setting that would be something like, I need to be absolutely pain-free right now. And so where that ends up going is searching for interventions instead of a process or a program. So here's an example. Someone who has back pain and they're really outcome-oriented into wanting to be completely pain-free. So they'll hook up themselves to a TENS machine, they'll use heat, they'll use ice, they'll rest, they'll do all these things that for an outcome-oriented person would be perfect. They're only focused on being pain-free, so it doesn't matter at what point in time they're pain-free as long as they aren't feeling that discomfort. But, when they go back to doing the thing that hurts, it's still going to hurt. It's just, you're not solving the issue. We're kind of putting band-aids on a solution that you really need to address head-on. You need to make the uncomfortable movements comfortable, and you can only really do that by adding variations of that particular movement and incorporating activity. You can't just rest it away. That rarely works out for many people, and if it does work out, their metric of working out that they judge is, if I rest, then it won't hurt. But there are many different ways to skin a cat, and just make sure that you're reaching out to a healthcare professional that you trust. Anyways, thanks guys. Take care.